Bill Maher, Sharon Osbourne rail against cancel culture, snitches at the talk, we don't need re-education. Osbourne denied using slurs about her former talk co-hosts. Real-time host Bill Maher and TV personality Sharon Osbourne blast cancel culture following her controversial exit from the CBS daytime talk show The Talk. During Friday night's interview, Maher lamented how everyone today seems to be a snitch, but also confronted Osbourne about accusations that she used derogatory language about former talk co-hosts. We don't condone any bad language anywhere, but I'm just saying, first of all, we're talking about four ladies, Maher said. I know that men are dogs, and men are dogs. And we're BS, Osbourne interjected. And that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. We'll go, Jesus, did you see what she was just wearing? And then you go, oh hi, you look great. You know, we're BS and that's the way it is. And this has brought it all out. Osbourne told Maher she never used the slurs alleged by her former talk co-host Leah Remini, who claimed Osbourne referred to Julie Chen as a wonton and slanty eyes and called Sarah Gilbert a pea-licker and fish-eater. She insisted that such terms were not in my vocabulary. It's disgruntled ladies, Osbourne said. Maher suggested that any disputes Osbourne may have had with her co-hosts perhaps didn't represent her finest hour. We can't judge everybody by their worst moment, Maher later told her. Maybe you lost your cool. But he railed against the notion that Osbourne needed to re-educate herself instead of simply offer a sincere apology for any offense she may have caused. How about, I shouldn't do that, I won't do it again, he said. I mean, you did issue an apology for this and it was like, I read it at the words like, I'm going to re-educate myself. No, we could all do better, of course, but this idea and culture now that people need to re-educate themselves, indoctrinate themselves. I'm sorry, I'm 65, you're 68. I know who I am. I don't need re-education, Maher continued. Do you need re-education? 68, you've been all over the world, you're married to a rock star, you've been with all the A-listers and rock and roll. Like, FM. Like you need to, race, tell me all about it. It's fantasy. On the subject of cancel culture, Osbourne insisted I'm going to be fine, but expressed concern for others who can't defend themselves. I'm a fighter, I'm fine, I'm doing just fine, but what about the people who are cut from the knees down and they can't afford to get lessons on what's politically correct and how to talk to people? She said. What happens to them? It's not fair because it isn't about being a racist, it's about maybe not knowing what is correct and woke for your language that day because it changes from day to day what is correct and what isn't. Maher and Osbourne then piled on Robin DiAngelo's book, White Fragility, which is billed as a manual to teach white people how to be anti-racist but which critics say only fuels more racism. You have two choices if you're white, you're either a racist or a racist and you don't know it. I'm not down with that, Maher said. I know who raised me, I know who my friends are. I know how I've treated people. And this thing is, you cannot blanket any race, Osbourne told Maher. You cannot, there's good and bad in every race. You don't blanket.